sure that I've got live chat pulled up. Alright. So I need to go into load games because that's test run for achievements, the character, not actually like Willow. Right. That's a quick save, not a full save. Because the Wi-Fi was just being super Wi-Fi witchied out that night. Alright. Right. I was about to go talk to the head of the Order of the whatever it is, Southhorn thing. And I think the leader of this particular band of the other thing. It's been a few days since I played this. My brain's already forgotten the names of all of the factions. Alright. You make noise. Hi. I feel like you've gotten bigger.
We need to make a plan. Camelot will soon figure out something's not right.
Don't fret. To the Dolriada, honor matters more than life itself. We gave you our word.
But do you realize that taking this temple was a terrible idea, right? It's just gonna speed up Camelot's intervention.
Taking the temple was inevitable.
Why? What do you mean? Are you trying to provoke Camelot into invading? Or you just not like the All Mother?
We believe in the same goddess, but we call her Mera.
Well, that doesn't answer my question. What do you want? You don't look like you're from the tribes. How did you even get here?
Whoever she is, I can't say she lacks courage. We don't usually take visitors, so she must have found a way to get here.
Yeah. I'm, looking for the captain of the Horns of the South. I have this pin that I got from a guy who stabbed me.
Well, that seems to be a matter for the Horns of the South. I do not need to be involved. I trust you to know what should be shared, and what's best kept to yourself.
I don't know what kind of madness brought you here, flashing that pin, but my friend's right. You've got courage. So, tell me, who are you, and what do you need from me?
My name's Willow, but before I tell you why I'm here, correct me if I'm wrong, are you conspiracizing? Wow, Willow, learn to read. Are you conspiring with one eye?
Conspiring? Don't be absurd. That's such a poor word for something so beneficial. I don't see, however, why I need to explain myself to a stranger. And not a very sharp one at that. If you're wondering why the commander of the largest garrison in the south would want to make a deal with the most powerful military force since the Age of Legends.
Fair enough. As a complete non sequitur to what you just said, I'd like to wield Excalibur, please.
Ha! Good luck with that. Only King Arthur could wield Excalibur.
Okay.
Every fool on Avalon knows that.
But what if his ghost's in my head, though? But also, Caradoc claims you know how to do it.
Ah, Caradoc. Well, that changes things. I had a feeling that pin you're waving around was his. Fine, fine, yes. Every new captain gets a set of secrets passed down from his predecessor. And yes, one of those secrets is how to touch Excalibur and survive. But nothing in life is free. You know that. Do something for me, and I might consider sharing our greatest secret with you.
Of course it wouldn't be easy. What exactly do you want me to do?
Galahad the Pure is breathing down my wise men say he's already set up camp at our old stronghold in the west.
Tell me more about Galahad the Pure.
Oh, he's got a lot on his conscience. He leaves a trail of fire and ruins everywhere he goes. He keeps preaching that fire purifies all. Galahad doesn't bother with politics, because he doesn't have to. But from what I've heard, even Camelot's getting tired of him. Sometimes you've got to talk to people. No need to chase after them with a torch. You'll see soon enough how fanatical he is. Galahad's the last thing the Horns of the South need right now.
I mean, you talk about leaving a trail of scorched earth everywhere you go. Tell me, how exactly would you feel about the fact that I also solve most of my problems with fire? I mean, these days I solve most of my problems with electricity, but I started the game solving all of my problems with fire. So, what does Galahad want, though?
Well, in theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table.
That is what Arthur said.
That's just theory. In reality, they treat us like we're beneath them. They demand we supply them with food and protect the South, and all we get in return are threats that Galahad will be sent to put us in our place. I met him once. He's no knight. He's a butcher. Bloody windfucker will fly from Camelot to the Horns just to hang half the garrison for whatever he himself will perceive as disobedience or treason. And I can assure you, there won't be any investigating when he arrives.
Is he really that dangerous?
Don't tell me you're that naive. Do you know how he earned the title The Pure? It's because he somehow got it into his thick skull that evil is everywhere, and the best way to deal with it is to burn it all away. So he goes round setting everything on fire. Sure, it's pure after that, because there's nothing left. Well, except for the charred corpses. But nobody in Camelot seems to care about those. My arse is purer than this guy, even after I take a huge dump.
Okay. Well, in light of that, what do you want from me?
Galahad needs to die, obviously.
Right.
That'll solve most of our problems. We'll just say he had an unfortunate accident, you know, fell on a pitchfork or something, and sweep it under the rug.
I mean...
By then, we can continue our talks with the tribes, and by the time anyone from Camelot decides to act, it'll be too late.
Sorry. You want me to kill a Knight of the Round Table?
What's wrong with that? It's him or us. If we let him snoop around here
Fair.
any longer, he's going to uncover our plan to protect the South. And if that happens, trust me, you'll be going down with me.
Does he really need to die for there to be peace?
I don't see any way out of this that doesn't end in open war between Camelot and the tribes. Not to mention, half of my men will probably end up burned at the stake for treason or some other drummed-up charges. And I can't openly risk a coup. That would only make matters even more complicated. So, as you can see, you're the only one who can do this. The choice is yours.
But isn't the Order allied with the Knights?
Well, in theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table, but
So you said.
that's just theory. In reality, they've been trying to suppress us. And the fact they're funding most of our operations, like building the new lighthouse, for instance, doesn't exactly help things.
Okay, so let me make sure I've got this straight. I get rid of Galahad, and you tell me about Excalibur, so I don't get evaporated the second I touch it.
Yes, it's that simple.
Simple's not the word I'd use. But alright, I guess.
Just flash that pin to his guards. They'll let you in without a problem. And now, excuse me, I have things to do before the matter is settled.
So, here's the thing. It's not necessarily that I want to kill Galahad, but what I said my goal for this character is to do what's best for the people. And it looks like the captain of the Horns of the South is trying to form an alliance with the Dalriada, mind you, against sorry, not Dalriada, Dalrita. That yes, maybe against Camelot in air quotes, but it's more like they're just pushing back against the oppressions Camelot's hit them with. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to check and see if any of these guys want to talk. And if there's anything to interact with in here, because it does claim it's a temple, and it... What are you doing? Seriously though, what are you throwing rocks at? I have no idea how to make offerings to the All-Mother. There was a quest I did it with way back at the beginning where a letter I took off a dead guy told me how to worship the All-Mother. And I think it was like roses and something? And something else. But I honestly don't remember. And I don't know if it's the same at every temple. Hi. Okay. So basically nothing to do in here. But I think I definitely made the right call on not fighting with how many people are in here. And none of this is stealing because I made nice with everybody, which is nice. Never hurts to have more of everything. Okay. Okay. So where does one go to kill a Knight of the Round Table map? No, seriously though, where does one go to kill a Knight of the Round Table map? Oh. I've been there before, apparently. Sure, let's... Let's go talk to Galahad at the least. There's two sides to every story. And I do actually want to hear Galahad's version of events.
Could use some action.
That said, before we teleport away, Arthur, do you have anything you want to say? No, you don't. I find that really odd. That a guy just told me to go kill a Knight of the Round Table and Arthur has nothing to say. Seems like fundamentally wrong.
Stop right there. Who are you? And what do you want here?
I shouldn't press it, but I'm going to. I saw some runes and I wanted to explore. Who are you?
Very funny. You're lucky I have to answer. We're the personal guard of Sir Galahad the Pure, a knight of the Round Table. But you won't be meeting him until you tell us why you're here. You could also leave in peace. That's what I'd recommend.
You see this pin? I don't have to tell you anything. Take me to Galahad.
It's true that this pin obliges me to take you to the knight. But did you actually earn it? Or did you just pluck it from a corpse? Well, that's for Galahad to decide.
Sounds like Arthur would really have any
No.
frame of reference for this version
Bear in
of the
mind
Round
that
Table.
Galahad is not
They're
a
all
patient
entirely different
man.
people from the ones he
I
originally
only hope
knew.
your cause is worth his
Aye.
time. Otherwise, we'll be carrying you out in a sack. The door is open. You'll find Galahad inside.
I don't know if
Try
that's
not to make him
true.
angry.
Also, I love that you have a little crown on the chat. I don't know how you got a crown in chat on the channel, but you have a crown and are, according to my YouTube analytics, my #1 fan. Don't mind me. I'm just taking all your food. Do any of you guys want to talk? Can I be friends with any of you? I don't think I can. I think I'm kind of meant to like the other people. No one here wants to be my friend. Okay. Like, yes, it's been 600 years since Arthur first brought people to Avalon. But we also don't know what life on Avalon does to... Hello, sudden cutscene. Also, he looks mildly undead. Well, the last time anyone talked about the Knights of the
Who
Round
goes there?
prior to now was to establish that the Knights' original names are basically just titles that get passed to who takes their seat. I mean, that's fair. I was told this pin would allow me to ask for help from any Camelot representative.
It's shiny, sure, but you clearly have no idea what you're doing. Waving a round table pin in front of a knight of the round table. Not the smartest move. Normally, I'd throw you out for your arrogance and stupidity. But you're lucky. I've got a soft spot for boldness. And that pin has me curious. Where'd you get it?
I got it from Caradoc.
You mean you found Caradoc's tomb and robbed it?
No, he handed it to me personally.
Interesting. And when exactly did this happen? Where did you last see him?
Let's see. I mean, I have established I'm not exactly Caradoc's biggest fan. So, near the Temple of the Stagfather, not that far from here.
Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. So what do you want then?
Whose funeral is this?
The one on the left was questioning my orders. For some reason, he thought his opinions were more important than obedience in the middle of a war. They aren't. The one on the right decided Camelot wasn't paying enough. So he thought that was a good enough excuse to help himself to his comrades' pockets. It wasn't.
I want to ask you some questions.
Ask them.
Night in the South is a rare sight. What brings you here?
We're going to fight the Dalreen. We're driving that rabble out of the Old Mother's temple. And when we head home, we'll put their heads on pikes at the gates of the Forlorn Swords. That way the rest of those barbarians will know Camelot is still watching over them.
Okay, so I'm killing
From themselves.
Galahad. Understood. What do you mean?
Oh, so you don't know? One-Eye's a traitor. He's fooled the younger tribesmen with grand promises of uniting the tribes and marching north. The Council of Elders is still loyal to us. They want no part in it. He's just a bandit, abandoned by his own people. When his village fell, no one came to help. And One-Eye, like the rat he is, ran. I'm just here to finish what I started. And when the Elders see us take down One-Eye, we won't need to worry about those savages for another 600 years.
But I thought the war hadn't started
The war
yet.
is already here. It's been going on for a while. We're fighting each other in the west, and people are whispering about rebellion in the north. The last thing we need is united tribes.
So why do you hate the Dolorita so much? Didn't they fight for
At the
Camelot?
beginning, yes. But they're primitive. They don't respect order, and they never will. Arthur gave them the Forlorn Swords, a rich land where they could govern themselves. They were supposed to watch the giants deliver iron and chase after their cousins through the tunnels or whatever it is that tickles their fancy. But no, that wasn't enough for them. I've always thought Avalon would be better without them. Arthur probably gathered them all in one place, hoping they'd kill each other. But that didn't work, so we'll have to do this the hard way.
I expected you to be different.
I know what people say about me. They think I'm a madman who burns everything. A butcher who hangs the innocent. I've heard it all. But I believe that only decisive action gets results. There's no room for mercy when it comes to insubordination, deserters, or heretics. It's the only way to prevent the fall of Avalon.
But isn't the weirdness a bigger threat?
That's exactly why we need Camelot and the Horns of the South to be strong and united. You do know that the lighthouse of the Horns of the South works like a giant menhir, right? It's why we've ordered them to build another one to strengthen its power. As for how the Dalrita feel about the weirdness, I don't care. I'm here to protect our people. And those tribes are in the way. That was the plan. It's my job to keep those lazy fish eaters in check. Himalotian gold flows to them, and I need to make sure they're doing something with it. But the Del Reed are showing up. That made things more interesting. Their presence will bring down the south, and I don't let things fall apart on my watch.
Okay,
Denunciation, like loyalty, can be valuable. The key is knowing who deserves loyalty and who needs to be reported. I appreciate you telling me, but unfortunately, you haven't told me anything I didn't already suspect.
alright, then you, know what's about to happen.
Marvelous.
Alright, which spell is currently, okay, it's currently quick choppy, or quick sparky hands, that's, ah! The hell? Magic's my thing! Rude! Healing when I'm trying to murder you via zappage is rude, Galahad. Ah! Ow. I'm stuck on a table. Well, Galahad's dead. Arthur has memories.
I will be your
Hey! Rude.
You're nothing but a peasant.
Why can't I magic?
I will be your downfall.
I'll strike you.
No, seriously though, how come I can't magic? I can't open my hands.
This fight is mine.
I don't know how to fight when I have no ability to use any of my equipped stuff.
I
Right.
will be
Okay,
your
there we go.
downfall.
Show me what you're made of.
You'll fall to my
Eat frost shotgun. Okay. Let's see. Bio says, I know what people say about me. They think I'm a madman who burns everything, a butcher who hangs the innocent with no remorse. They're all right, of course, but who cares what they think? Well, unfortunately for him, I do. I'm taking your tabard, though. Much better. What spell is on my left hand? Is it cheese? It is in fact cheese, the spell. Why do I still have create cheese equipped? That feels like maybe an oversight. Okay, inevitably. Oh, well, that's convenient. Oh gosh, there's more people here than I think there are.
I will be your downfall. Back to your hole, coward. I see clear.
This is really cheaty of me.
Back to your hole, coward.
Okay, I think I've got enough of them
Strike
dead.
you down.
I gotta say, the hide in the tent and just attack things was a much more effective strategy than I thought it would be. Let's see, if they didn't want to be struck down by the wrath of Zeus, then they shouldn't have stood in the very obvious markers sitting on the floor. That's fair. Though to be fair, I also didn't exactly announce loudly that I'm the second coming of Zeus, and I feel like that's probably the thing that's polite to do when you're about to whack people in the face with lightning, is maybe announce that you're at least capable of whacking them in the face with lightning. But I do also think I am very obviously a mage. So, to an extent, that's got to be on them. For the first giant lightning bolt hits the ground, and that's on them for lacking basic pattern recognition. Yeah. Alright, well. If I go around this corner, then turn this way. And make my way down to to base level. I can teleport back to my friends, question mark? Oh, but Arthur did want to talk to me about Galahad. So let's do that before wandering away. Arthur, what was Galahad like in your day?
Much the same. He was a fierce warrior, determined to win at any cost. I watched him closely, and I found him too consumed by cruelty. That is why I chose Seagull and Palamedes as my closest confidants, not him. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old ways, and he remains just as fierce.
Identify Gem of Carrying. Oh my god, is that... No, it's an armor relic. Still absolutely 100% worthwhile, though. Hell yes, more carry weight. Might as well take the level up while I'm at a bonfire. Naturally, it's going into spirituality. Because why would it go into anything else if I don't need it for armor? Although perception is probably a thing I should start putting points into. Maybe I'll get to 25 and then I'll hit like a point where every 5 I do in spirituality, I put 1 in perception. I'm never going to remember that I said that. Also... so the Galahad you had back in the day was also kind of a dick. You really need better hiring criteria, man. Yeah, also that. I'll just take a flat additional amount of mana. That's fine. Although I think I'll probably do my next one in flat additional percentage of spell power. I do actually need to fully finish capping out this tree, because that tree is where all my combat damage comes from. Hi.
So, did you get what you needed from Vran, or are you sticking around?
So I think I'm sticking around, actually. Might stay a little longer.
Huh. Weird place, this. Back in the Forlorn Swords, we didn't have many strangers wandering about. Maybe a picked or two every so often, but they're a different kind of strange. Guess I'll have to get used to it.
Do you miss the Forlorn Swords?
Aye, I do. It's home. Plus, it's too bloody warm here. The bugs are driving me mad.
You guys aren't overly fond of outsiders,
What's there
are
to
you?
like? They only come to take. Our steel, our warriors. They never bring anything good in return.
I brought lots of good. Why'd you decide to
Felt
come
like
here?
everything was falling apart back home. After Gunvalder was wiped out, nothing was the same. It felt like we were all just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Made me feel useless. And I hate feeling useless.
What are your plans for the South?
Do I look like someone with a plan? I don't have one. Where they go, I follow. As long as I'm useful.
Okay, so what can you tell me about the others in camp? Actually, don't really care.
See you around, I guess.
Except for maybe One Eye, but I need to be able to talk to him more before I can actually say one way or the other whether I give a damn about what he thinks. Okay, let's put some stuff away. We'll store the extra wand. Store the fancy schmancy arrows. Keep all my magic. Royal Butcher's helmet. Knight's helmet. Royal Butcher's armor. 5 armor over 3. Taking damage restores mana. Increasing max mana. Probably better than mana regeneration, honestly. I've got a lot of passive mana regen at this point. Thank you. Hey, hey, hey. I killed a guy.
Oh, look who's here. Has the destiny of the South graced my humble abode?
I kind of like that title. I would like to be referred to as the Destiny of the South from here on out. But, yes, Galahad's dead.
Wonderful news. You have no idea what a favor you've done for the South. Now we'll finally be independent and safe.
So, why did Galahad have to die? I feel like you've told me this already, but...
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. We were backed into a corner, eh? It were us or him. First off, he represented Camelot, and we're done with their influence. No more of their wars. Second, after the massacre of One Eye's tribe, his death was convenient for both of us. And when the tribes finally unite and come down from the mountains, there's a chance they might leave us alone. Third, he figured me out. He knew what I'd discovered and he wanted to stop me. And trust me, what I found is going to change the South's history.
Why? What'd you discover?
Proof that Camelot is rotten to the core, and that allying with the tribe is the right choice. I didn't plan to tell you, but my one-eyed friend convinced me. Since you took down Galahad, you deserve to know. As a reward for your help, I'll share this secret with you.
I'm listening.
Take this seal. In the sunken village, you'll find the entrance to Sewell's crypt. Everyone knows
Oh, that's the
story
door I
of
couldn't
how
get
the
into.
evil druid sealed and flooded the place. It's true. At least part of it. But the real story is why they sealed and flooded it. One Eye broke the old seals and replaced them with his own. If you want to see what Camelot was so desperate to hide, you'll find your answers there. They thought drowning a village would keep it secret.
What more do I need to know?
Behind the statue, you'll find where to use the seal. Once you do, you'll see that history is very different from what we've been telling ourselves. If that doesn't convince you that Camelot's foundations are more crap-coloured than tinged with ivory, then nothing will. I won't tell you anything more. I hate to spoil the surprise.
I don't love the way you said that. Alright, I'll go check in at Sewell's tomb.
I'll catch up with you later, and we'll talk. I'm sure you'll understand exactly what I mean.
Okay. So I think this time around I'm actually gonna, like, run my way to where I'm supposed to be going. Yes, it's, like, opposite end of the map. But actually, before we go learn all the awful truth, because I'm getting, like, end of area flags in my RPG brain, we're gonna go do some of the other quests that I've been ignoring. Okay. Hi.
There is no me. There is no us.
Nimue, as revered Duri, Nimwe's knowledge and power guided King Arthur and his knights during the Age of Conquest. Her calm counsel, shown as a beacon for the Round Table, aiding in securing the kingdom's future, praise her memory forever cherished. Ooh, magic increase. Thanks, Nimue. Where others would waver, he embraced the madness that led him to numerous triumphs. He loyally fought under the banner of Seawall Firstfoot. At the end of his life, he met a madman's death, charging alone into enemy forces, a final brave act that bought precious time for his comrades.
Oh, you're finally here. But our crows are not. I don't know what could have gone wrong. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I mixed up the names of the villagers. They're here, aren't they?
Yes.
You won't get me. Over my dead body.
That can be arranged. However, it just so happens you're too valuable for us to simply kill you.
I'm not going with you. You won't take me alive.
Calm yourself, Vidar. You know exactly what you did, and why you'll cooperate with us willingly. Well done, Hatchling, for bringing Vidar to us.
What?
Your efforts will not go unnoticed.
What's going on here?
Exactly what it looks like. We're taking Vidar. He's far too valuable to simply let him die. I'd advise against interfering. Oh. Perhaps you'd like to learn just who you're risking your neck for. Vidar probably spun you some tale of being a harmless pickpocket, a scholar of the weirdness, captured by cruel bandits?
Yes, what's your point?
So Vidar's a scourge to his own people. He's been hunting his own kin for years. He's the one driving the Picts from the region. If you support him and let him go, you may as well start hunting them yourself. The two of you can enjoy your genocidal romance together. And meanwhile, Avalon will lose the only force capable of fighting the horrors of the weirdness. Frankly, it's quite reckless.
The only ones I killed are children of Morrigan. Yes, some of them were Picts. Once you swear yourself to that wretched order, you stop being human. That's why they lured me here, don't you see? I've slain those who murdered my kin, not the other way around.
Ah, so this is the bedtime story you tell yourself so you can sleep at night. How quaint. I only kill the wicked. I only hunt the guilty. Sure, sure. Tell me, Vidar, when did you start deciding who still counts as human? That sounds worse than anything the children of Morrigan ever did.
What are you planning on doing?
Oh, nothing terrible. Since he's been thinning out his own tribe, those best versed in the weirdness, we'll use him as a bargaining chip. We'll hand him over to his kin and let them decide his fate. In return, we hope to gain a scholar of the weirdness willing to work with us of his own free will. It's not a bad solution, wouldn't you agree? Believe me, we don't have to be enemies. In fact, we can help each other.
Just how could we possibly help each other?
The children of Morrigan are dedicated to Avalon's well-being. Naturally, we operate from the shadows. We've long realized that working that way yields better results than marching under Camelot's banner in broad daylight. That's our purpose. Securing resources like scholars of the weirdness, guiding those in power to serve the people's needs. And we need more wise souls to join our cause. So, are you interested in joining our organization? Ready to take on the mission of restoring Avalon? All it'll cost you is leaving Vidar in our care.
I have some questions?
Undoubtedly. Yet sometimes in life you have to take what one would call a leap of faith. I trusted you to make the right choice. Now you'll have to trust me, because I already told you more than I should have.
Okay, well, what you're saying, if true, does align with my character's vision for Avalon. So, as long as he won't be killed, all right.
Very wise. Edgar, please take our guest to a safe place. I'm pleased you're with us, Hatchling. This is Luke, your new superior. From now on, he'll be assigning the tasks you need to complete the rise within our ranks. If you do well, we'll meet again soon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must tend to our Pictish guest.
From this moment on, you are mine. So listen well. The place we're taking over has some vermin holed up. Nasty types. The kind you don't waste any time talking to. They need to be dealt with before we move in. And I've got no interest in handling that job myself. Also, if you find anything interesting, bring it back. You'll take care of it for me, won't you, Birdie?
Hold on. Before I do anything, I want to know more about the children of Morrigan.
Yes. I suppose you deserve some kind of introduction. But know that very few are afforded such a luxury. Most people would call us enemies of what they think is good. But I believe the world requires balance. In balance, nothing is purely good or evil. It just is.
I agree. Now, I thought the children of Morrigan worked with bandits.
Depends on the bandits. When a group is simply trying to survive, our goals often align. Yes, we sometimes form alliances. But if they're just thugs running villages for fun, then naturally we don't support that. We remove their leaders if we think the band can be set on the right path. True, some of our recruits start out as ordinary bandits, but thanks to us, they have the chance to achieve much more.
Okay. I want to know who I'm serving.
For now,
You're serving me. You're answering to me. Forget the nonsense about cults and sacrifices to the goddess of death. Those are just stories peasants tell themselves to explain why bad things happen. In reality, it's nothing like that. So, for now, just focus on your orders.
Okay. So what do you mean by vermin?
Some unsettling rumors have reached us. Whispers about a group attempting to walk in our boots. Crows don't like that kind of competition. I don't care if it's a flock of villagers who've decided it's their turn to play naughty boys, or some serious ruffians. Just get rid of them. For good.
And what is that place?
It's a watchtower, where bandit groups like to hole up one after another. They come, they go, like in some damned tavern. It's high time we made ourselves a cozy little nest there instead.
Okay, any
Start
advice?
precisely, and keep it clean. I have no interest in cleaning up anyone's guts.
I
Off
suppose
you
I'll be
go,
going then.
birdie.
Don't call me Birdie. I'm the champion of light or some shit like that. Slayer of Galahad. Okay. And I don't know how they're smoking a pipe through their mask. That's an excellent question. Okay, demon baby, potentially weeping angel statues. Love that. Those definitely couldn't possibly ever backfire into anything sinister. Also, what's this? More ethereal cobwebs. Yay! Okay. So hopefully this is just a straightforward kill the evil bandits and not like some bandits about to beg for their life because they've done nothing wrong, or like I'm about to kill a druid, or... Oh no, this is the druid ritual, this one. Requires venison, onion, garlic. What don't I have? Like, I was just killing deer. Surely I have venison. Do I not have any garlic on me? Nope, all my garlic is in storage, apparently. Okay, so we're not doing this right now. Noted. Well, I guess we're gonna go here and see what's that way. Before we head down to the drowned village. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. What's this? Aside from a particularly big tree. Ooh, this looks druidy. I can't take the little dolls? The Tomb of the Good Druid. It's probably not a thing I should defile. But also, I want to see. As a self-proclaimed sorceress and druid, I feel like the Tomb of the Good Druid is a place I should see. And you don't look like something that belongs in the Tomb of the Good Druid, so you need to die. Oh, hello, Dryad. I don't know why attacking me injured them. I'm sure it's a feat I took at some point, going, oh, that sounds cool, and then didn't think about again. And it... Annabelle? What exactly is an Annabelle? It's an amulet. Huh. It's a creepy amulet, but it's an amulet. Arthur has a memory about this place? Druid's last note. This is my final experiment. If it works, no other child will suffer Emmett's fate. If it fails, then only the gods know what horrors may be unleashed. Everything is ready. Now all I can do is pray. Pray with me, children. I don't think it worked. I love my orbital death cannon Wrath of Zeus magic. This is the tomb of the good druid. Then does that by proxy imply that all other druids aren't good? Well, that is at least the public stance on druids, is that they're all kind of evil. Which is, at least on a surface level, why they had them all burned at the stake. But I'd like to think I'm not evil. Martha's letter. Dear Sir, I always tell everyone that it was the All-Mother herself who sent you to us. I'd almost lost hope for my poor wee ones to make it through the night. So feverish were they, burning hot like a furnace. Then a thought struck me, and I said to my husband, take the wee ones and run to the old beech tree. Because I suddenly remembered that Orinda's youngest had also had a terrible fever, and you helped them. I thank the All-Mother for blessing my Varen with good health and strong legs, because he made it to you just in time. When he returned home with the wee ones, they were much calmer and fell asleep sooner. The fever broke by morning, and I almost wept with joy. I've no gold or valuables, but please know that my heart is full of gratitude. Yours forever, Martha. Mr. Druid. Mom said I almost gone from this world, but Mr. Druid saved me. Thank you, because now I can still play knights, and without you I couldn't. I'm very grateful, and will never forget you, Mr. Druid. Otis. Let's be clear. I've never liked druids, and I don't plan to start now. However, you healed my boy, and for that I am deeply grateful. You'll always have a place at our table and shelter in our home. So please accept these few coins and a bottle of my finest blackberry moonshine. Just drink carefully so you don't croak, because there's no one here who could save you. Lorne, Malcolm's father. Not even going to try and pronounce that name. It's not easy for me to write this letter, but it's the least I owe you. I know you did everything possible to save our son. You did everything in your power, and that's so much more than the Red Priests ever would. I know you well enough to understand you might blame yourself and try to shoulder the responsibility for something that was simply fate. Please don't. Continue to live your life as I will live mine. R. Dear Sir Druid, I'm writing to thank you for healing our little Abby. We thought nothing could help, but you came with herbs, and now Abby's skipping and running around again. I don't know how to thank you enough. I don't have much, just some flour, milk, and a few eggs. I hope you'll accept them. I'm really glad you have these powers. May they always serve you well. Carl from the mill. It is weird how Lorne's letter was signed L-O-R-N-E at the end. Yes. Uh-oh. Journals. Time to find out the good druid wasn't quite so good? Question mark? Okay. It's confirmed. The first cases of the Red Death have appeared in our village. Those affected develop red spots on their skin and a fever. I've gathered herbs like mandrake, parsley, and sage to create potions and salves that should bring some relief. I administered the healing potion to the Hills boy, Emmett. Initially, his fever seemed to subside and his eyes brightened. However, by morning, tremors had set in and his fever returned. I need to try something else. Today, I realized something crucial I should have noticed earlier. The illness affects only humans. Animals appear to be immune. I wonder if that applies to other creatures. The boy's condition has deteriorated. Red spots now cover his entire body, and he suffers from violent tremors, as if something inside him is trying to break free. This is the first time I've seen this stage of the illness, but I know I don't have much time left. I've taken Emmett with me. His parents wouldn't understand what I'm trying to do. To combat this damned disease, I must turn to the rituals, to blood magic, the magic of death and rebirth. I'm sorry, Emmett. I owe you and your parents a profound apology. I failed you all. My heart broke when I had to put a dagger through your chest, but please believe me when I say you were no longer yourself. I vow that your death will not be in vain. I will find a cure for the Red Death if it's the last thing I do, so no other child will ever suffer as you did. Why does nothing work? 7 patients and not one has improved. 5 have worsened. I'd hoped using animal blood might be the answer, but it just doesn't work at all. It's like bashing my head against a wall. I need to delve deeper into the most primal magic, into the rituals banned by the Conclave, into experiments that people dread even hearing about. If I'm not prepared to push every boundary, I'll never conquer the Red Death. This way. Alright, I'm gonna check out a couple more things over this way. And then I swear, I promise, we're heading south to go figure out whatever it is they think I need to know before I can successfully Excalibur. I mean, I'm assuming even getting Excalibur, the item, probably won't give me Excaliblast. But it could be interesting to see what it lets me do. Okay, at any rate, south is that way. But there's an undiscovered thing over here.